Well, Jeffrey Epstein's secret 2009 settlement with Virginia Giuffre has been made public. Unsealed documents reveal she was paid 500,000 US dollars, and in exchange she agreed not to sue second parties connected to Epstein. It's the detail Prince Andrew is relying on as he fights a civil case launched by Ms Giuffre last year that accuses him of sexual assault. He denies the allegations.
Well, media lawyer Mark Stevens, QC, joins us now from London. Mark, what does this mean for Prince Andrew?
Well, I think this is his best hope of getting out of this case. This settlement agreement was not just with Jeffrey Epstein, but it was also with other potential defendants. So anyone within the Epstein circle can claim this if they're accused of wrongdoing by Virginia Giuffre. And in those circumstances, that seems to be precisely what the New York case is about. And as a consequence of that, he does seem, on the face of it, to be covered. I mean, one of the key elements that everybody will be looking at is whether he was a potential other defendant in this case, or indeed any other case that Virginia Giuffre could have brought in 2009 when she settled this agreement.
So, Mark, therefore, by default, this is bad news for Virginia's case?
Yes, it is bad news for Virginia's case. I mean, you know, as with all things legal, it's not a slam dunk for either side in this particular instance. We have to look at it as lawyers shorn of moral judgment. We have to look at it in terms of what does the black and white on the page say? And on the page it says, if you're a potential defendant of Virginia Giuffre, then in those circumstances, if in 2009 she could have sued you anywhere in the world, then in those circumstances, you get a get out of jail free card, as it were, from Jeffrey Epstein in return for her taking 500,000 US dollars.
So, Mark, is the agreement absolutely clear cut, or are there some ambiguities in it?
There are, of course, ambiguities in it. It's not a slam dunk for either side. On balance, I think sort of 60-40. Prince Andrew is in the better position on this, and given a fair shout, he should be successful in having this taken out. The question that Virginia Giuffre and her very good legal team will have to encounter here is they will have to show that Prince Andrew, as a matter of fact, could not have been sued either in Florida as part of those Jeffrey Epstein proceedings, or more broadly, anywhere else in relation to allegations that she makes against Prince Andrew.
But Prince Andrew claims that he's never met Virginia Giuffre. He doesn't recall ever meeting her. He also tried to distance himself from Jeffrey Epstein, yet he's using this agreement from over a decade ago to defend himself, which would imply that he was somehow party to this. Is he diminishing his own publicly mounted defence?
I think as a matter of public relations and reputation, of course he is. Any vindication or any way in which Prince Andrew gets out of this case on a technicality such as this doesn't prove his innocence. It just proves that he was protected by the agreement. And the question is, was he another potential defendant? And if he's an other potential defendant as of 2009, then in those circumstances, Virginia Giuffre's compromised her claims against him and indeed any others that she would make allegations against.
Mark Stevens, thank you.
Thank you.
One thing we have to remember here, it was a very different world for alleged survivors of sexual assault in 2009.
Absolutely.
It was prior to Harvey Weinstein, it was prior to Rolf Harris, Bill Cosby, and in 2021-22, we listen to those women now. We know that there are so many cases that and women who have been silenced over the years. The power imbalance that would have existed for that young woman in 2009 meant she just went for whatever she possibly could to try and rectify things. But thank heavens the Me Too movement happened, and those women are now being listened to.